Good morning. I wanted to show you how to import this model into your computers and start working with it. So when you open your Google Classroom, you're going to open Woodlawn Base Robot, and you're going to see this Woodlawn Base Model LDR. And if you right click on it, open in New Tab, open link, New Tab. It will open this new tab right here, click there, and click on Download, and you're going to see the download will show up here, okay? Or it may not. You can open your downloads file and you'll see your download right there. Okay. From there, what I'd like you to do is you could open your Lego virtual, or your Lego digital designer and import it there and start editing it and make it your own, put your own fancy stuff on it. Or you could just go ahead and straight into Virtual Robotics Toolkit. Okay. If you go to Virtual Robotics Toolkit, which is what I'm opening here, the first thing I'd like you to do once you get it all opened, close these windows, is press Alt F12. Alt F12, and it's going to give you a different menu. Changes this menu up here. Okay. You can close this. Then you're going to New right here in the upper left corner. New. I want you to go to Lego, first Lego League, City Shaper. And if you scroll down, you're going to see Read More. It tells you all the rules for how this exercise works. But it's City Shaper 2019. And hit OK. This is what we're going to spend most of the rest of the year working on. Hit OK. And this takes a minute. The next thing we're going to do is after it's all done building this, it's this environment that it's building for us. I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen because we're not worried about programming it right now. Is we're going to import our new robot, or the one we built, or this one that we downloaded, either or. I could have done this ahead of time, but I wanted you to see that this was not a rapid process. All right, that's what this new world looks like. This is a playing field. This is home, what they call home base right here. I'll scroll in a little bit. There are all these activities to do. These are building blocks. Let's see, there's a tree right here. You can actually put some of the building blocks, lift some of the building blocks into the tree. You can drive up on the ramp and put the flags up right here. There's a flag right there. If you drive and put your wheel on top of the arm right there, it puts the flag up. But you have to stop there because if you go too far, you fall over. Don't ask me how I know. You can use your arm and press down on this arm right here, and it turns the crane around. If you do it just right, you can press this arm and lower this box down on top of that box. Let's see. Go over here. This is a big traffic jam. Go over here. If you use your arm, you can lift this up, lean it up, and there's a clear roadway underneath. Over here is a woman in a wheelchair. She's trying to swing on a swing, and she needs a push. And so what you do is you use your arm to release this thing holding her up, and as this thing falls down, she starts swinging back and forth. Right here, this is a building. It's an earthquake building to test for earthquakes. And you knock this pieces down to see if you can keep it standing. Here, you can flip this building over. You can stand this building up. And so various things to do. You're going to delete this robot. And then you're going to import your own robot. Okay. And you'll see under downloads, your Woodlawn based model or the one you built. Import. It's going to go through a process. It's kind of a cool process, I think. What you're looking for here is to see if your robot looks like it's complete. So it's trying to figure out if you've got everything. So when it's all done, while we're talking, over here there are these things that go on top of your buildings. You get extra points for having those on top of your buildings. This is a bat. The bat can hang either underneath that bridge or hang from the treehouse. This was a cool game. This is what we were playing last year when COVID struck and we had to cancel all the competitions. All right, once it says done and done, you hit next. Now it'll tell you what the components are. So here's the main component. That looks like it's got it pretty well done. Component 2. Component 2 for me. Oh, component 2 is the eyeballs. All right. We could rename it. This is the IR sensor. Main, we could rename that as the chassis. This just makes it easier if we're trying to talk to each other about what things are. See what this is. Oh, that's that little ball back here. So this is rear wheel. Okay. So we got for number 4. Oh, this is the drive motor for the arm. Let's see what number 5 is then. This is the arm. Okay. Number 6 is the left wheel. So we know that number 7 is going to be the right wheel. Computer's pretty smart. It figures out what you really want. So this is the arm motor or arm gears. Okay. All right, and then we hit next. There are no stray parts. We're pretty good. Well, there are some stray parts, the plugs, because the computer doesn't need the plugs. All right, next. All right, now what we have to do is we have a sensor. All right, so no problem, it's got the sensor right. And I don't remember what port that sensor was in. So this is where we can go back and we look at our robot, and that was port 4. So sensor is port 4, ultrasonic sensor. And you guys can't see what I did, but I just looked at the model that we built and figured out where it was. All right. Medium servo motor, that's the arm motor. Because the large motors are the wheels, the arm motor. And the arm motor was, if I remember right, the blue wire, and the blue wire went into A. Is that right? Yep, A. All right. And then the right motor make sure we get it correct. That's left motor. So left motor. And the left motor went into B. and the right motor when it is C. And then hit next. All right. Arm motor gear train, that's active, yep. That just tells us the gears can turn the arm motor. This is if we're going to control the robot manually, all right? And we would just do this with the motors. And we also have to tell what's the front of the robot, so we orient the robot frontwards. That's already done that. So add controls for it, so front and rear. I'm going to skip that because we're going to do this all with programming.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jasmine. I don't know if you can hear me. And now it says your robot is ready to use. You hit finish, and it's going to place your robot in the same place the other one was placed. I think. Oh, nope, there it is. You can place the robot by grabbing the here. You can turn the robot, so that was move the robot that way. You could turn the robot by this way. Uh-oh, I didn't want to do that. Undo. I didn't want to do that. Undo. Yes, I want to do it that way. All right, now, the only problem I see is the robot looks like it's a little bit buried. Let's see what happens when we hit go. Uh-oh. So I'll have to work on this a little bit. But it's a start.